India's epics and Puranas bear testimony to the enduring fascination with the origins of creation, a theme deeply rooted in the Indian psyche. The ancient belief posits water as a primordial substance from which the world emerged. This reverence for creation finds symbolic representation in the evolution-themed sequence of Vishnu's Dasvatara, 10 incarnations. These avatars trace a progression mirroring evolutionary stages, beginning with Matsya, the fish, born from the primal waters. Next comes Kurma, the tortoise, a creature adapted to both land and water. Varha, the boar, follows, as per the Vayu Purana, this animal delights in water. The sequence evolves with Narsimha, the man-lion, blending human and animal traits, and finally Vaman, the dwarf, symbolizing primitive human life. In those ancient times, humans lived in caves, sustaining themselves on fruits, nuts, and hunted animals. These early inhabitants also expressed their creativity through art, crafting cave paintings using stone needles and pointed tools. Their depictions of animals, initially driven by reverence or fear, often transformed into objects of worship. Over time, their art evolved to include human figures, reflecting the magical and ritualistic practices that accompanied hunting. Dance and ceremonies were integral to these rituals, aimed at ensuring success in hunts. The rise of tribal societies marked a pivotal step in human civilization. These early communities emphasized collective welfare, with every individual contributing to the tribe's survival and prosperity. Non-contributors were expelled, underscoring the importance of unity. Early humans crafted an array of stone tools, scrapers, cleavers, hand axes, knives, arrowheads, and microliths. Some were likely mounted on wooden shafts, resembling today's arrowheads. These tools define the Paleolithic Age, a period when stone implements dominated human life. As the climate warmed and glaciers retreated, forests flourished, ushering in the Neolithic Age. This era witnessed groundbreaking advancements such as the discovery of agriculture. Cultivation provided a stable food supply, enabling leisure and innovation. Neolithic humans began making earthen pots, cooking their food, and domesticating animals like cows, dogs, and sheep. They transitioned from nomadic living to permanent settlements near rivers and fertile lands, forming villages. This newfound stability facilitated the storage of surplus crops, leading to increased trade and the flourishing of artisans and crafts. The transition from advanced village life to urban culture culminated in the emergence of the Indus Valley Civilization, 2500 to 1900 BCE. This civilization spanned regions including Baluchistan, the Indus Plains, the Kathiawar Peninsula, and the Ghaggar-Yamuna Basin. Major centers such as Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Lothal, Kalibangan, and Dabrakot exemplified urban planning and economic sophistication. The civilization's prosperity relied on surplus crops, extensive trade networks, transport systems, standardized weights, and planned architecture. Rivers played a central role, serving as lifelines for trade and sustenance. Lothal's advanced dockyard, along with stone anchors and jetties discovered at Dwarka, underscores the significance of maritime trade. The Indus people traded ivory, shell objects, semi-precious stone beads, and possibly cotton goods with Mesopotamia, Persia, and Egypt. Ancient records, such as clay tablets, reference the Makran coast as Magan and the Indian west coast as Meluha, highlighting India's role in an extensive trade network. The cities of the Indus Valley thrived on trade, supported by a prosperous merchant class. Evidence of wealth, including gold, silver ornaments, and intricately crafted seals, points to a robust economy. These seals, often depicting animals, likely served as markers for goods. The civilization's artisans, skilled in crafting tools and ornaments, played a vital role in its trade-driven economy. The Indus cities were also hubs for overland trade, connecting regions as far south as Karnataka and as far west as Afghanistan and Central Asia. Mule-pack caravans carried goods, much like modern transport systems, linking distant markets. The Indus seals, akin to contemporary trade labels, facilitated the identification and distribution of goods. Despite the absence of large temples or idols, the influence of religion and the priestly class likely played a role in maintaining social order and regulating trade. The decline of the Indus Valley civilization remains a subject of debate. Theories suggest climate change, trade disruptions, or Aryan invasions as possible causes. In any event, climatic changes could have only affected a small part of the urban civilization which spread right up to the Gangetic Valley. Some believe that Aryans destroyed the Indus dam systems, crippling its agricultural base. Vedic hymns describe Indra freeing rivers from demonic forces, a narrative that might symbolize this event. Perhaps the civilization did not vanish abruptly but underwent transformations, giving rise to the late Harappan culture, 1900 to 1600 BCE, before transitioning into the Aryan era. Despite its decline, the Indus Valley civilization left an indelible mark on Indian culture. The Aryans assimilated many elements of Harappan life, creating a blend of traditions. The ruins of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa echo aspects of modern Indian life, from rituals and craftsmanship to attire and societal structures. This enduring legacy underscores the remarkable continuity of Indian civilization, spanning thousands of years. The Indus Valley civilization remains a vital link in this unbroken chain, offering insights into a past that continues to shape the present. As excavations uncover more buried cities and artifacts, the story of India's ancient heritage becomes richer, connecting us to a time 6 to 7 millennia ago when this great civilization first flourished.